I'm interested as to whether you like or dislike the idea of becoming more like an iPhone.
I wouldn't compare that because I think Pixel are the best phones for Google, especially bringing the hardware plus the software plus the best of AI from Google into people's hands. And that's how we think about our phones of it's bringing the best of Google in people's hands.
What about the best of AI? It does seem to be something people are now referencing far more within their product detail. I mean, now it's because finally a consumer really understands it. They can touch it, feel it, use it when they're using Bard, for example. How will that be interwoven to make it that much easier product to use?
So when Pixel started 7 years ago, even at that time, AI was a core part for Pixel, and we continue on that line. And as you saw in our announcement, we have AI with supported by our Tensor G3 across the phone, including our integration of Assistant with Bard that will be coming soon.
It's interesting that, of course, you have pushed up the price point. What is it, iPhone 15 Pro now, same as the Pixel 8 Pro, $999. Is the consumer ready for that price point? How did you sort of test and feel that that was the right amount to be charging?
There's a lot of testing we do, but as you can see in our phones, we've upgraded the hardware. We have a completely new camera system. We are also had a lot of software, and we're also supporting the phones for a longer period of time, for 7 years of OS support, security, feature drops. So that's how we think about our phone.
But it's interesting, therefore, isn't it, that Bilgo is supporting them for longer, so people might not need to renew for longer. How do you start to inch away at this market share that, as Mark pointed out, is sort of surprisingly low considering the integration of software and hardware?
So from Pixel and Google's perspective, we do want people to use their phone longer, and we see that people are using their phone longer, right? And so as part of sustainability also is important for us. And so that support was natural for us to help our users support their phones for a longer period of time.
Overall, when you're thinking as well about some of the not just sustainability, but security that people want to be seeing, you have been up in the ante when it comes to facial recognition. Are people going to be frustrated that it took so long, or what actually goes into needing to ensure that you can qualify for those sorts of levels of security?
In terms of the phone, our phones always were secure. We had our Titan chip, and our phone was security was supported for 5 years. So we are upping that to 7 years, and yes, they are one of the most secure phones out there.
What do you think it will take to get the market share higher? Why do you think there has been reticence? Has it been, and just because people are used to the iPhone ecosystem, it's harder to drag them out? Is it more that you therefore focus on an international consumer? Particularly, you've made real inroads in Japan, for example.
That's right. Pixel is the fastest growing smartphone in our market, and it's the only phone that grew in units sold year over year. So we're definitely seeing that, and we're looking forward to more of that. And especially with all the AI features and all the amazing hardware and software, that's what we're going after.
How are you thinking internationally about your supply chain as well?
In terms of supply, like you mentioned it, Pixel is doing very well in our international markets in Japan as well. And so that is a core focus of how do we make sure that, users across the world in our markets get our phones.
And what about ultimately building the phone? Because there has, I think, of an Apple that's had to really rethink the way in which its product is made, where it is made in this global landscape where suddenly China and the US just aren't getting on in quite the same way. How do you think about, with sustainability on the one side, also supply chain resilience on the other?
So like you said, sustainability is a big focus for us, and it's been years in the making. It's not something we're doing right now. As we announced on stage, actually, on sustainability, this is the first phone which is free of plastic. So sustainability, where it's made, how it's made, has been a key focus and is a key focus for us.
And a lot of this is also about, well, the entire ecosystem, not just the supply chain, but also of what you're offering alongside, the earbuds, the watch, the way in which you can interact across all of the software too. I mean, you're someone who's been at Google now for 17 years, I think it is. What is it that makes you so addicted to continuing to build with this company?
The people. The people. I've been at Google for I grew up with Google, and it might sound cliche, but I do love the people that I work with. They push you to think well. They push you to do the right thing. And that's what I really enjoy about working at Google, the people around us.